Bonjour, and once again, welcome back to the last few episodes of Minus You. We are now on week 20. After this week, we only have one episode left. With this week, with episode 20, we have the episode called Abandonment versus Love. I spent a lot of time post-Nicholas pondering the reality and validity of love. It was very tough and left me in a sense of denial, disbelief, and confusion. We have seen so many love stories in our lives, most of them as happy love stories. But as someone who has been an independent person for so long, as my surroundings and experiences have trained me to be, retraining my brain for who I thought was my husband took time and a lot of trust. When that trust was turned on me, as the trust I placed in this man just turned into complete ash, it became a new period of learning, and a new retraining again as my future was just slashed to pieces. You've heard a lot of sad things and hard things about Nicholas and I. Betrayal from us, from both sides. But I didn't really share much about the real love that Nicholas and I once had. All of the beautiful and good things between us and our souls. Nicholas and I, we just knew. Our souls and our minds really aligned. I could read his mind and his thoughts before he could speak them. He knew me better than I knew myself. Nicholas was absolutely my best friend. Truly, I have never experienced a closer relationship, not just romantically, but a connection at every level that I've just never had that with anyone in my life besides him. We fought battles together, and we won battles together. We suffered, and we reveled in victories in their moments before we had backhanded losses. We explored the world as we made it our own. Nicholas was really my other half for that time. There is a red scrapbook that I have mentioned probably maybe in like one episode, and he made it for our 3-month anniversary years ago. That scrapbook, we were so young. I think I was 18, he was 19, but like we just knew. Nicholas and I were really just made for one another. We believed that, and I think that's really why we made it so far. Despite all the adversity and the pain, I think the reason that we really lost one another in the end was truly from external sources. All of the stress, his mother's brainwashing, the roof of our home, and the roof of our relationship just collapsed to the absolute insanity of our lives. And even if it sounds kind of stupid to say, life just killed our love. And when we tried to build it back up, he was like, yeah, I'm on the out. I'd rather just take the easy way out. As I dealt with losing my best friend and my future, I wrestled with the word and the idea of love. Nicholas said I was forever, that he loved me and he liked me and that he would always protect me. And yet here I am, completely without the person that said those things to me. I see photos of us and I don't recognize our smiles and our love. What about that true love I thought we had? As he spent time learning to abandon me, time and time again, I was left at a completely mental loss. Over time, I saw Nicholas fight for me, and I also saw it evolve, thanks to Jen's training as he learned how to leave. I remember laying on the ground at my dad's house with Nicholas standing above me, and he was fighting for me as I had made some stupid mistake about maybe I shouldn't be with him because of something my mom said. I remember crying in our apartment in Florida with my hands on Nicholas's face, tears streaming down my cheeks as I begged him to stay after he took that house from me and pushed me aside, lovelessly, grabbed his orange suitcase and left, completely emotionless to my desperation of love with him. I watched the evolution, and it ate me alive. Here was my true love, who I thought was the love of my life, my forever, just gone, like it never even fucking happened. I was 18 in his little car named Nelson at the Silverton Pool parking lot in his arms. And now I blink and I'm 21 and he's getting in an Uber that took him away from me forever. Now, not only is he gone, he chose to be gone. He chose to leave me and abandon us. I struggle with abandonment issues from my past, not just Nicholas. Like I said, my life has made me independent, and when I allowed myself to become dependent, it turned out to be a massive mistake. I idolized Nicholas, and for some reason I believed that he would come back to me and come back to us, that Nicholas would save our love. But over the months, over the writing and reflection, I saw Nicholas stopped saving us in February of 2021. This was the Hawaii altercation where his mother bought him a ticket home and he was like, yep, I'm out, I'm done. I was the superhero. I was the superglue. Nicholas wasn't coming back to me. He was riding his glory. He wasn't going to come back to me, riding in his glorious steed Nelson, whom we called a shitbox. He wasn't going to come back, just stay and take my hand and apologize and go to couples counseling with me and learn to love me the way I needed to be and vice versa. I approached the table, chasing him once again, offering it all. All was not enough before. Why the fuck would it be enough now? Nicholas made it very clear he did not want to grow with me, and he said it. Now, if he truly loved me, wouldn't he come get me? I wrestled with this for a long time, too. Didn't we have a true love? I believe that he once did have that for me. I learned that I needed to care less about how he felt and how I felt. I could not and cannot change Nicholas's choice. I cannot bring him back to me, and frankly, I don't want to bring him back to me. If he wants to come back, he can come back on his own volition and efforts. But as I searched my heart for my feelings, I learned, and I lived with an unconditional love for Nicholas. I was not going to abandon him, and I never did. But you cannot run back to someone who just runs from you. I am actively, and was actively, unwanted by Nicholas. But this unwant and this abandonment and this choice, it doesn't have to define how I feel. Acknowledging the truth of your feelings is painful, but it's also soberingly peaceful in its own way. I learned that I truly did love Nicholas. I do not love him anymore, but I still care for him. If something terrible happened to him and he needed me to be there, I would consider, being there for him. I don't hate him. I'm not actively in love with him. But I do acknowledge that I had a true love for Nicholas. It did waver, as love does, but it never just died. It never just burned out. I didn't allow it to get smothered by others either, not even by Nicholas himself. I loved Nicholas even after he cheated on me. I loved Nicholas after and continuing through the abuse from his mother. I loved him even after he abandoned me and the choice of him to take our future from us. He always told me, "You like because and you love despite." My love and my heart, what I give, is a true love. Yeah, it sounds really sad. It is. But sadness does not have to defeat us, kill us, or frankly end us. Sadness is something that lives hand in hand with acknowledging your own heart and your own emotions. I paid the price for my love because nothing is free. And the sadness is some of the last pieces of Nicholas that I'll ever be able to have with me. The day that I am indifferent about him is the day that he is truly gone. This is something Taylor Swift said. Do you love someone so much that you would love them even if they didn't love you? And if you do, that's an unconditional love. Unconditional love doesn't mean that that person is the one or anything like that. But this is something for you to know. you get to live with the knowledge that your words and your actions and your effort and your love was really something that ran deep and true. And when you said, I love you, just as I said, I love you, I lived, I love you. I did not want to trust love again after Nicholas, because I believed that Nicholas truly loved me. And the thing is that he did not. I believe that true love will never leave you. True love does not fail. Something I read to Nicholas one night after an argument was 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. This is the love I had for him. And this is the love that I look for now as I look for my husband. Because I have learned to give a love that I am worthy of receiving. Those of you who struggle with abandonment like I do, spend time looking inwards at your own heart. You cannot change the actions of others or others' choices. But as you spend time looking at your own heart, you will find peace in your own feelings. I guarantee you will not find peace in the other person's feelings, but in your own. You will find peace in the facts of your own heart. I promise you this. Sadness has some certain kind of peace. Like I said, you will find peace in yourself. I know you think you will find peace in the arms of the person who left you, but the reality is you cannot control if those arms will ever come back. Sad, but true. Also, this is so important. Those arms, if they do return to you, they will not bring you any understanding for why that person left in the first place. If Nicholas showed up at my door tomorrow, begging for me, it would not replace the hurt and the pain that he caused me. This isn't an accusation. It's just the truth. It would not replace the healing journey that I needed and the journey that I am on. Abandonment has brought me true love in myself and the discovery that true love will not fail me and it will not leave me. I will see you next week for episode 21, which is the final episode of Minus You. For the final official episode of Minus You, we are talking about love during desolation. I am going to share with you all my experience with unfortunate events and fortunate love that I was handed upon my arrival back in Oregon. I will save all my sentiment regarding the journey of Minus You for a portion of next week and in my epilogue, but I promise you it is coming. Until next week, adios.